Hey there, welcome back to Bishop's Garage. I'm Bishop. This is my garage. My yard is my garage, and my tennis court is my garage. Today we're working on our 1968 Volkswagen Combi, camper, pop-top camper. I think they called it a day tripper because it's got a bed that folds out in the back, but it doesn't actually have like a fridge. This is Hank. He is a blue bus, coffee bus. Rescued. We brought it back to life from a fire that he had a long time ago. Runs and drives just fine. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and button up the dash. It's still out. We're going to go ahead and fix some wiring issues from, just from some sketchy wiring. And we're just going to then give you a walk around, show you what we've done. Then we're going to be handing this back off to Jason, and he's going to take Hank home. And we're going to miss Hank. Hank won't be here anymore as a project. Maybe popping in every now and then to get something fixed or worked on. And, let's go ahead and dig into the wiring and see where we can get Hank today, get him ready to go. Blue Bus Coffee. Okay, here's where we sit with Hank today. We have lots of bits and pieces up here that we can go ahead and button up our wiring. There's a ton of wiring in here that needs to be put back into the dash, which is sitting not there, but, right there. I've got numbers on some of them, and so this should be pretty easy to put back together. You can see that I've got to take this kind of test brake wire up here and shorten it, stuff that back up into here so it's not underfoot. You can see where they had made a switch hole here, and underneath, I'll show you what that looks like. This is the brake pedal arm. So when somebody booger welded on, you can see this arm that comes up here to this little pan, this little square, and when somebody pushes on the brakes, it opens the circuit on that switch. You can see it's really rusty. It's just not meant for that, but that's what they were using for brakes, for a brake switch on this before. You can see here's the master cylinder. The reservoir is above it. Here is the one pressure switch and the other pressure switch. You can check to see if these work just by putting a continuity tester on them. There's two posts on them. Here, I'll come up close so you can see. So just throw a continuity tester on there, have somebody push on your brakes, and if it completes the circuit, it's still good. All right, so that's what I've done here. You can see I have the wire coming in, going out of the switch. I've zip tied it there. I've run it through a grommet, zip tied, and up into the belly of the van. Here's where those come out, and then you can see I've got a big messy coil here of where they're sitting. That was just for testing purposes. You can see where the other end of that's homemade switches that they put in. So now all I have to do is take the feed here and just shorten it up. Made it up with those greens and we'll be good. Yeah, they don't build these buses for these for us big Norsemen. All right. So we have our brake wire done. Let's go ahead and dig into the dash now. Fix whatever we need to, replace a few wires. I know that there was an original ground wire. If I can find that for you. All right, here it is. That's the original ground wire. Yeah. It looks like it became a heating element at some point, touching something. I just roasted all of the casing off of it. Probably, well, certainly was one of the reasons we didn't have any dash lights. Okay, so I've got some of these LED bulbs. That's the part number there. And these are blue. So these work pretty decent for blinker lights on a dash. They're a nice bright blue. And we can insert those. Just like that. All right, one blinker down, one more to go. I wonder if we have bulbs in any of these. Oh yeah, look. Some little bulbs. Could be burned out. Check those with our continuity tester. Yep, so you just set your tester to continuity. Normally it shows a 1, that means it's open. And then when you close it, you get a reading. It should be pretty much 0. So we can test our bulb. Let's see if I can put this somewhere so you can see. All right, so we put it on one side. And when we test, you can see it's got some numbers. That means we have good connection, or at least a connection. Now, if it just stayed on 1, that would mean the bulb is dead. Yep, got some numbers there. Bulb works. Lawnmower works. Yep, that's good. Well, goodness. Yep, that one works. The only gotcha with these LED lights is that they only ground one direction. So if you put this all back together and you got a light that doesn't work, you have to pull that out, flip it around, and put it back in. So it's kind of a 50-50 crapshoot when you put this together as to whether or not you got it the right way. There may be some other way to check it, but I don't know. Yep, that works. Yep, got some reaction on that one. Okay. All right, well, I've gone through all the... Take two. Take two. All right, so I've gone through all the bulbs. We've replaced a few of them with some LED ones as a temporary fix until we can get some standard bulb ones. Sometimes they don't work properly with the blinker, and because they don't give enough voltage feedback to the rest of the old archaic electronic system in here. All right, so let's start putting this back together. Your gray and orange, those are for your lights. Brown is your ground. Yeah, these are for the lights. Funny how there's only two. Our brown is ground. So let's give that just a little bit of a, so we get a little bit better of a hold. There we go. And
2 weeks later.
Thankfully, what I did and what I recommend you do is take a lot of pictures and video as you disassemble. So basically, I just went back to my old pictures from a couple of weeks ago, took a look and figured out which one was supposed to go where, or where they originally were sitting. well. See, here's what I'm looking at. It looks like most of these wires are just all blue. So that's really a difficult thing to deal with. Now I did number these 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I put little dit dots on the wires here. So 3 tells me this one goes to. Why are all these wires? Help me understand that. Why are all these wires so short, or what feels like so short? All right, 1, 2, 3. This one is marked as 2. This one is marked as, wow, blob. Maybe 4. That one's marked as 1. There goes our 1. This is our 4. Now what I don't have marked is this black wire. Those are grounds. Okay. So then that one could be there. That one could be there. Ground, ground. And then we have our fuel here. Now, what is kind of weird, we don't have wiring for the left and right turn signals, do we? What you see here is a lack of right and left blinker wiring going to the signal indicators on the instrument cluster. You'll notice behind, when you look kind of over on the left 1/3 of the screen, there's a couple of blue wires that stand out. There is an H splitter between that and the power source coming from the turn signals. So those two blue wires that you see there, I actually have running the left and right turn signals on the bus. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead at some point here and insert a splice in there so we can actually run a wire up to the left and right turn signal indicators on the instrument cluster and get that fixed.